we're good. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is February 6, 2023, and we'll call this meeting in order at 7:33 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Here.
Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Navas-Barza?
Here.
Trustee Peretta?
Oh,
Here.
sorry, here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So, officers' reports. What I want to do real quick, folks, is we've got some people in the audience. I know there's an attorney and a few other folks on one item here on our agenda. I'd like to just go out of line, and just so this way we can excuse some of these folks. If we can please go to planning and zoning and licenses. Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent tonight, so Trustee Navas-Barza, would you want to take that and introduce, speak to the planning and zoning licenses?
To make sure I have the right one, yes. Okay. I have item 2, approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the storage and repair of trucks and trailers for the property located at 4120 West 123rd Street, Alsip, Illinois. And is the party present?
Number 2 goes with the 2. I'm sorry, 3 rather goes
Okay.
with the card.
Approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the storage of trucks and trailers for the property located at 12260 South Shirley Lane, Alsip, Illinois.
Thank you very much. Again, just as a professional courtesy for this particular line item, this refers to letter L and M on our agendas. Did anyone wish to make a motion and a second to approve letters L and M at this time?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, we'll have roll call number 1 to approve item L. Approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the storage and repair of trucks and trailers for the property located at 4120 West 123rd Street, Alsip, Illinois. Will now be known as ordinance 2023-02-2. Item M as in Mary, an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the storage of trucks and trailers for the property located at 12260 South Shirley Lane, Alsip, Illinois, would now be known as ordinance 2023-02-3. Roll call number 1 for approval. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve item L and M.
So, folks, those of you that were here on behalf of that was approved. And again, welcome to the community. And Mr. Welch, thanks for being here tonight as well then, too, okay? Okay. And certainly you can just coordinate what you need to with the building department moving forward then, too, okay? Okay. All right. Thanks, folks. All right. Good luck, okay? Thank you very much, Trustee.
Should I finish that off, or should just wait till we go?
Yeah, go ahead if you want.
Okay.
Go ahead. Finish up. Yeah.
And then item 1, approval of a list of licenses dated January 16th, 2023 through January 27th, 2023.
All right. Thank you. We'll go to our officers' reports then. First, on my report, just a reminder to everybody, we'll get some literature out, and today I got a lot of information that came through. If anybody's heard of 211, this is the Metro Chicago helpline that's now available. When you dial for both Chicago and metropolitan Chicagoland area, which includes Alsip, that you can actually go through social media to get information, as well as they've got a website too. And let's put it this way: you can call 211, text your zip code to 898-211 for help in your particular area. and you can visit 211metrochicago.org to do the same. Currently, work in the suburban Cook County area, they say 30% of the total volume coming from suburban Cook County will be addressed using 211. Average wait time is about 24 seconds before being connected with an agent, and they say the top needs reported are housing and shelter, access to food, utility bill payment assistance, temporary financial assistance, and legal services. So anyone that needs resources and help with those particular ideas or programs and needs, please call 211. And they actually had a current work chart here for suburban Cook County, and so far in zip code 60803, which we are in, 4 people have used this number so far yet too for assistance. So we appreciate their the ability, what they put together here with 211. First thing on my agenda this evening was a request for a consensus from the board to create an FG liquor license for a new development at the northwest corner of 115th and Cicero. I don't want to say what the what the national business is that wants to be constructed there, but it does have a gas station element to it, and they just want to know their financier. It just wants to know that they are going to be able to have access to a full license to operate at that location. That used to be a gas station. It's been vacant for 9-10 years now, something like that. So I'm just asking for a consensus to create a liquor license. We won't do anything with it this time. It's just so their financier knows that they are going to have full approval when the time comes, provided they pass background checks and all that kind of thing. So can I ask you to poll the board, please?
Do you want me to take it off here if we're just doing it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's on here for approval.
Well, I see, yeah, on the motions, it's listed as approval to create the liquor license, which is in conflict then
Yeah,
with
I can cross it off.
Yeah,
if you want approval off.
remove letter A. We're just asking for consensus, that's all.
Okay. Roll call number 2 will be a consensus to create an FG liquor license for a new development at the northwest corner of 115th and Cicero. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
No.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza?
No.
Trustee Paretta?
Yes.
You have your consensus.
Thank you. Actually, we'd, okay, thank you very much. And we'll move on to the clerk's report. Clerk Hardy?
Thank you, Mayor. I have the approval of the January 23rd, 2023 board meeting minutes, presentation and approval of the January 30th, 2023 committee meeting minutes, approval of the December 2022 IDOT motor fuel tax allotment in the amount of $74,403.68. And just finally, I have, it's not on here, but a reminder to the board to make sure that you do your compliance for the Open Meeting Act course and get me a copy of your certificate as soon as you can. And that is all I had, Mayor.
I just had a question regarding that. I saw the email, and I know that I completed it when I was first elected. So it does...
You want them to do
So...
You know what? We actually, unless the clerk had contacted you, they did acknowledge that. I spoke with the public access counselor with the Attorney General's office, and they acknowledged in 2019, we all took it with the exception of maybe Trustee Paretta, and you just came in last year. And so you folks just had...
Did they need copies of their certificates?
No, the
Okay.
public access counselor acknowledged you're good.
Okay, because there's a lot of language there, so I was like, wait, what am I
Yeah.
supposed
Yeah.
to do?
No.
I
I was
thought
going to say, yeah, my
everyone was supposed to do it.
interpretation of what I
you
read said I
folks are all
passed,
good,
I
too.
didn't have to
Yeah.
do it anymore.
Exactly.
No, what I need, because I just appointed some new folks on, let's say, like the Police and Fire Commission, stuff like that. They had to catch up, too.
Okay.
So that's all.
Okay, thank you.
So, Trustee Perez, did you take yours already, too?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Okay. So, no, we're all good. And then I spoke with the public access counselor at the Attorney General's office, and they were very good about double checking all of ours. We're fine.
Okay.
They said if anybody wanted to take it again to help yourself, you could, oh, there you go. So, yeah, so, but, no, they said anybody that wants to take it again is certainly welcome to do, but if you're confident with what you did originally, you're fine. Thank you very much. Next, we have the attorney's report. Mike Hankar's with us. Mike?
No report, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Engineers report, Jeff Agan.
Thank you, Mayor. Last Monday, we opened the bids for the Rebuild Illinois and got really good prices. We're seeing a trend so far with the bid openings this year where prices have come down quite a bit from last year, where everything kind of seemed to be rising last year. So we came in quite a bit under the grant amount that we have, so we're looking at different options of ways to utilize the balance of that money. We're working with IDOT and looking at just different options, maybe combining it with MFT or DCO grant that we recently received as well.
So you and I talked about this last week, Jeff. Where are we at with that? Are we going to, I don't mind taking the balance of what was left and putting that toward our MFT resurfacing too, you know?
Correct, yep, that's the goal. We're just waiting to hear from IDOT to see if they will allow us to do that.
Okay. In other words, we were approved with our Rebuild Illinois for like $1 million, and we came in 200 under that. And so you can't just add on to what you proposed, but we can take that balance those monies and put them toward other, you know, funded projects like that.
That's what we're looking into, what the constraints are with that.
Exactly. And I was happy to see the prices came in better than we thought yet too. So that was great.
Yep, and then also next Monday, we have a bid opening for the cleansing and televising project and the pipelining project in the Davis Estates area.
Jeff, I'll be talking with you tomorrow too about the community block development grants and stuff, and too. I just had more information, and then I was advised today. I got the stuff today for Raise 23 and all those kind of things. Those are all different, the grant programs. So there's going to be a lot of that grant that we're going to be applying for too coming up here. Okay,
Yep,
thank you.
Sounds good.
Next, we have the public forum. Did anyone wish to address the board this evening? Anybody in the audience? No? Then we'll go on to our standing committee reports. First off, I should ask too, look, you guys, are you students? Did you get an agenda this evening, folks? Okay, just want to make sure. I forgot, I should have asked. I usually do before we start, make sure everybody's knows we'll follow along with what we're doing. We'll start with finance and IT. Trustee McGlawhorn.
First, I request for approval of a list of payroll dated January 27th, 2023, totaling $407,530.59. Next, I request for approval of a list of accounts payable dated February 6th, 2023. From the recap, General Fund, $527,841.93. Road and Bridge, $194,678.81. MFT, $3,558.97. Pulaski TIF, $2,106 even. Liability and workers' comp insurance, $35,776 even. Health insurance, $1,188.72. Water and sewer, $12,714.81. Sanitary sewers, $4,373 even. Heritage complexes, $81,414.31. Retiree health insurance, $44,149.29, for a grand total all funds of $907,801.84. And then finally, I have a request for approval of the fiscal year 2022 total compensation report. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Trustee Murphy, before we do our fire committee report, I do have a closed session on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind pulling letter H for a vote until after we go into closed session?
Sure.
Thank you. I was with the Police and Fire Commission before I came in, so I apologize not giving a heads up before I start.
Do we do H and I?
Well, you can't do I without approving H, so yes, I guess you're right. We'll pull both.
Okay.
And we can vote on those after a closed session.
So this would be no report?
Yeah, if you want to just say we're gonna pull these two items until after closed session.
Sure.
If you can do so for the record.
Sure. For the record, we are pulling H and I off the agenda till after closed session,
Which is approval of the contract and...
which is the approval of the contract, authorizing an agreement with Alsip Professional Firefighters, IAFF Local 3074, effective May 1st, 2022 through April 30th, 2026. and also the approval to hire 3 entry-level firefighter/paramedics. And that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Next, we have the Police and Traffic Safety. Trustee Dalzell?
I have nothing for tonight's board meeting, Mayor. Anything from the chief?
Okay,
Thank you, Mayor.
thank you. We'll go to Public Work and Boat Launch Committee.
No report tonight, Mayor.
I did see the asphalt trucks out today, so we are pothole patching. It's always my favorite time of the year to make sure we fill up some potholes.
Weather must have broke.
Yeah. Next, we have the Sewer and Water Report. Trustee Navas Barza.
Thank you. The mayor's office was notified that the village was approved to receive $50,000 of funding for the lead service line inventory grant program, which offers grants to local government units ranging from $20,000 to $50,000 to fund the creation of a complete lead service line inventory to determine how many, if any, lead service lines exist and require replacement. Mayor Ryan, Water Commissioner Dan Schreiben, and Engineer Geoff Agan.
Jeff.
Jeff. I apologize.
No worries, I get it all the time.
I was trying to
Common
be...
spelling.
So Jeff, my apologies. Agan have expedited the documents required by the 1/30/23 deadline, and the village certainly thanks IEPA Director John J. Kim and the Illinois EPA for their assistance funding this grant. Congratulations. Item 2, presentation and approval of the Water Department January 2023 monthly activity report, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Jeff, if you can tell the board real quick, with that money, that $50,000, if you can explain kind of what they're, it's not, go ahead and explain what the $50,000 is for.
Okay, so the IEPA is requiring an inventory of lead services for municipalities to submit to them next year. And so what this grant does is it funds the investigation to try to figure out how many, and potentially where at the lead services may be within the village. So it includes, mailing out surveys, doing some in-home inspections, maybe some exploratory excavation if needed, some predictive modeling, kind of looking at the age of some of the homes in the municipality and whatnot to try to dial in and figure out where there may be lead services.
Okay. No, I appreciate your help on that, and then Mike Freiter, you guys, I know we collaborate together all the time, but thank you very much for your help getting that grant. Thank you. Next, Building and Health, Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor. First on my agenda, I have a request for an approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 6, Buildings and Building Regulations by adding Article 17, Electric Vehicle Charging Station Infrastructure of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. Second, I have a presentation and approval of the Building Department January 2023 monthly activity report. And in that presentation, there were 35 permits pulled. The amount collected, including inspector fees, were $9,150. The estimated cost of construction is valued at $610,839. Third, I have a presentation and approval of the Health Department January 2023 activity report. In that presentation, there were 28 complaints, 6 inspections, 23 citations, and 1 call-out. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next, Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. We'll go to Special Committee Reports, Economic Development, Trustee Navas Barza.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of updates. An industrial business reached out trying to make a donation of hand sanitizer, and it's pretty much pallets of hand sanitizer. So I did reach out to Building Commissioner Roger early in regards to perhaps linking that with Heritage. And so we're trying to iron out details with that. And then I did reach out to District 125 and another nonprofit that is a food pantry serving the Southland. So once we have everything finalized, I'd like to recognize the industrial business that made that donation. There was also interest from a food manufacturer looking to locate here in the village, but unfortunately we don't have the square footage that they're looking for. So I think it's nice to receive phone calls that there is interest to locate here, but we are somewhat landlocked given the size that they wanted. and the footprint that they were looking for, and that's all I have.
I agree. I get those quite often. I'm involved with a couple of economic development organizations through the state of Illinois, and occasionally they send things to us. So Roger and I, we try to talk about the size and capacity, and we just don't have the acreage sometimes to do that. But no, thanks for that report. Next, we have Village Properties, Trustee McLaughlin.
I have a request for approval of the December 2022 and January 2023 Heritage Complex monthly activity reports. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next would be the ordinance legislation, Trustee Parada.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing else to add to the ordinance under Building and Health. That's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Did anyone have any presentations, petitions, or communications they want to share? Chief Miller, I was going through the police station today too, and did you want to remind everybody? I know on social media you're doing it. You still got a few clubs left, huh, to give away?
Yes, we gave away about 100 so far, and
Wow.
we just got another 65 from Hyundai last week, and then Monday, over the weekend, we got some more from Kia finally came in, so.
Nice job, Chief. Yeah, I mean, helping out people with the Hyundai and Kia theft thing.
high-risk vehicles.
We haven't had too many situations, but people want to obviously be proactive with it and stuff then too.
Correct. It's provided by the manufacturer, so if you have one of those vehicles, between 2010 and 2020, I think, with a key, it's worth getting it, as long as you use it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was going through the station. I saw the boxes stacked up. That's great. You folks were able to secure that many of them, yeah, too. Nice job, Chief. Thanks. We'll go on to the. Did anyone wish to remove anything from the consent agenda?
Mayor, I would like to remove letter J.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? All right, then can I get a motion to establish the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 3 to establish consent agenda, Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Barza.
Yes.
Trustee Parada.
Yes.
Motion carries to establish consent agenda.
Thank you. Can I get a motion then to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 4 to approve consent agenda, Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Barza.
Yes.
Trustee Parada.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve consent agenda.
Thank you very much. We'll go back to the, again, just as a reminder, letter L and M will be voted on after closed session.
The letter we've already voted on.
H and
I apologize. You're right. It was H and I.
Each and
H and I.
H and I. So we'll go back to the letter J that was asked to be removed. That's the approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 6, Buildings and Building Regulations by adding Article 17, Electric Vehicle Charging Station Infrastructure of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. Before we take any questions, did I have a motion and a second to approve this ordinance the way it stands?
Motion.
Second.
We'll entertain questions then. Trustee McLaughlin, you pulled it. Did you have a question on this?
I pulled it for a separate vote, particularly in relation to the comments I brought up at the last meeting regarding the landscaping. I think it's too vague, and at this point in time, I would like to see it pulled from the ordinance and approve the rest of the ordinance as is.
So, I can get this up real quick. Can you cite what the problem is? Just so we know what you're looking at?
Well, I mean, just that whole paragraph number 6 in general, it's not well-defined, and it's too subjective based on whoever the building commissioner is at any given point in time. And yes, Roger does an awesome job for us, but that doesn't mean he'll be here next year and be doing the same awesome job. I mean, I'm not saying he won't be, but, I mean, And so to just throw it all into the lap of whoever the building commissioner is, I don't think that's in our best interest, and it's not, again, to me, not clearly defined, and I would just rather not have that paragraph in there.
Okay, so right now, the way the ordinance reads, when it comes to landscaping, charging station equipment shall, when feasible, be located in landscaped areas. When located within a parking lot, charging station equipment shall be located between parking spaces, and parking space dimensions shall remain in compliance with applicable laws. A landscape plan shall be submitted with the building permit application. Such plan shall indicate screening of the proposed equipment from the view with approved deciduous and coniferous planting materials. The owner of the equipment shall be responsible for maintaining all landscaping in accordance with the approved landscape plan for the duration that the charging station is in place. Depending on site location, additional landscaping elements may be required or could be waived at the discretion of the commissioner. I think we put that in the hand, I know what you're saying, it can be any commissioner, but at least we've got some oversight in what we want to see, as opposed to like...
No, we don't, only he does.
Well, we don't, we set policy and improve expenditures. That's why we rely on the building commissioner to make those choices. So I'm just saying, we have a job that we do, but we have to certainly rely on a qualified person to determine whether or not that landscaping is applicable or even tasteful, for that matter, yet too. But that all starts with the plan commission in many cases too. I mean, you've got the discretion, but it's really the plan commission that should have a lot more, even more oversight than that, right?
But
When they
this
turn these
doesn't
in?
give the plan commission any authority at all.
They make recommendations to us, and we certainly rely on the professionalism of our building commissioner to go
But
from
planning
there.
commission wouldn't provide recommendations on landscaping. They just
No,
don't.
they don't. That's not even their job. They can
Right.
ask for it, but their job is to say, is it a qualified scenario? Is it, obviously, I'm sorry, I'm stuck for a word here real quick, but,
This matter wouldn't
Is it
even
in
go to the planning
compliance?
commission, though.
that's what I just
No, it
said.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
Ordinance, so,
right.
I mean,
So, did anyone else have a question on this, too?
Well, Mayor, the only thing I'm going to say is that, if you look at the wording, just like you read, Mayor, using the word "shall" is a powerful word to use, but right after that, it says "when feasible." So right there it gives the commissioner discretion, all right? I researched this. Now, if you Google charging stations in landscaped areas, you're going to come across numerous of photos of these charging stations within landscaped areas. And actually, they look quite nice. Doesn't mean you have to obscure it. It's just giving suggestions. If you want to landscape it when feasible, it's suggesting to use deciduous and coniferous type plants. Deciduous meaning trees that lose their leaves, and coniferous is evergreen trees that stay green. Okay. So anyway, and as you mentioned in the last statement, here, one other thing, it's I think we're covering all the bases. To have it and not need it, but to need it and not have it is the old saying, right? So we got it. It covers the bases, and it covers landscaping if somebody, when it's feasible.
Right.
Certainly, not to interrupt you, Mayor, but certainly you're not going to require a landscaped area in the middle of
No.
a parking lot.
Absolutely not.
But if it's off into a corner where it's backing up to, say, another business or something as a backdrop, that would be where it would be more feasible.
Right. It could even be homes or something
When
like that.
feasible.
Yeah.
Right.
And that'll be up to his discretion.
Okay. All right, thank you. We had a motion and a second. Can you call the roll, please?
Sure. Roll call number 5 to approve item J. Trustee Dalzell.
yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McGlawhorn.
No.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navas Sparza.
Yes.
Trustee Peretta.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve item J, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 6, Buildings and Building Regulations by adding Article 17, Electric Vehicle Charging Station Infrastructure of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip, will now be known as Ordinance 2023-02-1.
Thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to ask that we go into a closed session right now to discuss collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2, Chapter 2. Can I get a motion and a second to do so?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call number 6 to adjourn to closed session. Trustee Dalzell?
No, we're not adjourning.
No, we're just
I'm
going
sorry.
to go into closed
Going
session.
into closed session.
Recessing in closed session, yes.
Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carries to enter into closed session.
Thank you very much. We're going to go into a closed session, ladies and gentlemen. When we come out, we're going to vote on the last two matters here. Was a fire contract and additional personnel for the fire department. At this time, we're going to go into session. The time now is 8:04 p.m. That's the only other business on the agenda this evening, so if you wish to remain for that vote, you're certainly welcome to. This should be a short meeting, and we'll be back out again. If the students, certainly you can go if you wish. I know a lot of times they went to school, wants you to have us sign your agendas or take a picture or whatever. We can do that right now real quick then, too, okay? So if you want to come up, we'll take care of that, and we'll get out of here then, too. So we're going to call this meeting back to order. Time now is 8:28 p.m. Today is, again, February 6, 2023. The two items on the consent agenda that we removed until after this closed session we just completed was letter L and, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. Letter H and letter I. That was under the fire report. Trustee Murphy, you already spoke to it in your report, so basically, can I ask for a motion and a second to approve letters H and I?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call number 7 to approve items H and item I. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve item H and I.
Okay, and again, ladies and gentlemen, just for the record, letter H was the approval of a contract authorizing an agreement with the Alsip Professional Firefighters IAFF Local 3074. This contract is effective May 1st of 2022 and expires April 30th, 2026. And we also just approved to hire 3 new entry-level firefighter paramedics. Board, thank you very much for your help with that, and I will inform the fire chief tomorrow of your decision on this, too. So at this time, did anyone have any unfinished business? Any new business? Then can I ask for a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We're going to adjourn this meeting then at 8:30 p.m. Please enjoy the rest of your night, and that's it for this evening. Thank you.